Hello, parents and families and participants of First Tee Coachella Valley. Really excited to meet all of you. I am Teal Guion. I'm the Executive Director of First Tee Coachella Valley, and I'm hoping to get through our PowerPoint presentation today in just about 20 minutes. I think I can do it. So hopefully that's all this takes. And thank you for setting aside this time to get to know the program a little bit better. And hopefully I answer all of your burning questions. And if not, you can always email me anytime or give me a call. So let me share my screen and I'll pull up our PowerPoint presentation. All right. So thank you for being here once again. I am Teal Guion. I am the Executive Director for First Tee and born and raised in the Coachella Valley. Lucky to have grown up here, lucky to have been given the gift of golf at a young age. And yeah, I played for Palm Springs High School, played on a golf scholarship in college. And I've been involved with First Tee for about 9 years total. Was here with the First Tee Coachella Valley back in 2008. And then I was with First Tee of Orange County for about 6 years as their program director. And I do have a 9-year-old daughter who's in the program, Gemma Guion, and she's awesome. And I hope you all get to meet her as well. So I wanted you to get to know all of our senior staff here at First Tee. So this is a program director, Charles DeLaurie. He was born and raised in Goldsboro, North Carolina, and he's been playing golf for 44 years, coaching golf for 26. He was an elementary school teacher for about 2.5 years, and he has a son in college and a daughter in high school. Our program coordinator, Coach Kyle Wynn, you can't really see him because he has his mask on, but Coach Kyle had joined us last year as a wonderful coach, has taken on the job as the program coordinator, works with our volunteers, works with our coaches, kind of a jack of all trades. He was born and raised in Sacramento. He played competitive tennis through his sophomore year in high school, and has been a PGA member since 2011, coached and worked with the First Tee of San Francisco for 7 years, and he is known most by our participants as Coach Peanut Butter Cups. So he's kind of a goofball, but all of us are kids at heart who work here at the First Tee. Wanted to introduce you to our outreach coordinator, Coach Jay Gilstrap. He is going into all of the schools who have First Tee Schools program. So we're going to be in all of the schools in Desert Sands Unified School District, and we're growing into Palm Springs Unified School District, but giving the First Tee program to the physical educators that are at all of our elementary schools out here. That's one of the goals for this chapter. So Jay's amazing. He's a Kansan, I didn't even know that was a word, by birth, California by choice, and way of, I think that's Georgia and Arkansas. He's middle school and high school teacher. He's been a teacher for over 32 years. He's a certified golf instructor through the USGTF. He's been a First Tee coach for 12 years. He was at the chapter in Augusta, and he was in the chapter at Northwest Arkansas. Husband of 36 years, father of 2 sons, and he loves yoga. So he's very fit, but he does like sugar as well. So I think they counteract each other. So welcome to First Tee Coachella Valley. First Tee began in 1997 on a national level as a partnership with the LPGA, the Masters Tournament, the PGA of America, the PGA Tour, and the USGA. The goal was just to make golf affordable and accessible for all kids. And when First Tee began, it was really to bring access to the game, but what was discovered was that there was a whole lot more to what we do at First Tee than just the game of golf. So the game of golf just has core values and life skills that are a part of the game. And so it was made it really easy to teach kids to be the best version of themselves. And so that's what we've become. So First Tee Coachella Valley became a chapter in 2008. We're a program of the Desert Recreation District. And our purpose is to enable kids to build the strength of character that empowers them through a lifetime of new challenges. That's our goal, right? We're going to help your child to be the best version of them that they can be. And we know that they're getting that from you at home, but we are just so excited to have a piece of that as well, and get to share our love for the game of golf, and our passion for that sport, and hopefully help them with their journey to be the best version of themselves they can be. So the mission of the program is to impact the lives of young people by providing educational programs that build character, instill life-enhancing values, and promote healthy choices, all through the game of golf. So we are guiding kids and teens to show up stronger in everything that they set out to do. We build experiences that build character. We teach life skills and core values through the game of golf, and our coaches and staff become mentors to our participants throughout their lives. I really believe that we are the go-to team for a lot of not so young people anymore as they've journeyed on, and it's so exciting to be able to track their progress and be their support system as they go out into the big scary world. So who we serve, we're currently serving close to 8,400 young people here in the Coachella Valley through the Life Skills Experience program, the First Tee program at Greengrass Facilities, and then through our schools program and after school program. So each lesson at the First Tee, your child will be learning one of our 9 core values, one of our 9 healthy habits, a golf skill, and a life skill. So there is a lot of curriculum built into that 1.5 hour class or 1 hour class that your participant is in. So we really try to make the activities and the games and all of the core values very seamless, so that the participants are getting this great knowledge, this great information, but they're playing a game while they're getting it, right? They're learning about responsibility by having to have their scorecard and writing in their scores and not losing their pencil and their scorecard through a round of golf, right? So a lot of our games are kind of a little sneaky. They're built to really infuse the core values and get that information to the young people, so that they start to really wrap their brains around it, and these core values become a part of their everyday world. So here are the core values. There are 9 wonderful words that I think everybody could agree that if we all had these core values in our lives, that we would be doing pretty good. So respect, courtesy, responsibility, honesty, sportsmanship, confidence, judgment, perseverance, and integrity. So your participants will be getting these 9 core values while they are participating with First Tee program. In our player level classes, our player 3 level classes, we'll be working on the first 3 core values and then repeating them and repeating them and repeating them, because they are pretty darn important core values, and they're words that are pretty easy for our 7 and 8-year-olds to understand. In player 6 level, we go through the first 6 core values, and we repeat the ones that the participants struggled with a little bit. And then in player 9, they're getting a different core value each week. So that's why it's so important for your participants to show up every single week, so that they're getting each one of these core values, and they're understanding it, they're putting it into play as they're playing the games, and they're just exhibiting it in those classes. So without us having to ask them to be courteous, that they just open the door for their coach to let their coach back into the classroom, or pick up a golf club for somebody, that we see our participants demonstrating these core values throughout the classes. So we have, with the First Tee, there are different certification levels, and it can get just a little bit tricky. I understand, that there can be a lot of questions from families around these levels, and where does my kid start, and why are there, all these different levels. But really, all of our participants come into the program at the player level, and we have broken it up here at the First Tee Coachella Valley into ages. So our 7 and 8-year-olds are at player 3 level. our 9, 10, and 11-year-olds are at player 6 level, and then 12 and up are at player 9 level. However, some participants are able to move through the program a little bit sooner. So depending on their maturity, depending on their golf ability, depending on kind of all of those factors put together, we could have a 10-year-old in a player 9 class because they were ready to be in at that spot. However, the First Tee home office really recommends that we wait until at least age 9 for the par level before we move a participant up into that level. And that's still pretty darn young. And then same thing with birdie, 11 would be the minimum recommended age for birdie level. That curriculum is, it's wonderful. It's all about goal setting. But early on in my program director days, I had a very young, amazing golfer, amazing young man, but he just was too young to understand that curriculum. I had moved him up too quickly. And so we have all learned here just not to make those mistakes. And it really is, it does a disservice to the participant. So anyway, the certification levels to certify to these next levels, there is a written portion of the certification and a playing expectation before a participant is able to even move up to those levels. So when your child is ready to move up, your coach will let you know. You can always ask your coach, hey, do you think Johnny is getting close, or, is he way far off? Where are we? How are we doing with certification? And they'll know what you're talking about. For those of you who have younger than 7 participants, we have what First Tee National calls the Target program, but what we here at First Tee Coachella Valley call the Little Linksters program. So ages 4 to 5, we have in Little Linksters 1, and ages 5 and 6, we have in Little Linksters 2. And those are introductory level classes where we're teaching our participants about respect. We just stay on that one core value the whole time, and we introduce them to the game of golf. We hopefully get them really excited about the game, playing games, having fun, just building their love of the game, having them participate in a class type setting where they're raising their hands and they're sitting still and they're learning to control those urges just to run. We do run, we do have fun. They do some active warm-ups and we get the wiggles out, but it is a really useful class to have your participants start in. I know the coaches all really appreciate when a participant is from Little Linksters when they're in the player level classes, because they just know exactly what's expected of them. And then ACE level popped up as well. So ACE level is for our Eagle certified participants who, hopefully are like a sophomore in high school, sophomore, junior. I think that's the kind of the sweet spot for the benefits of the ACE level. I've had some high school seniors as well, but I do think it's even better if it's done a little bit earlier. And that's a self, you're tracking through that program on your own. You're going through all of the different life skills experience programs, and you do a service project at the end of your ACE level for the chapter, and it's really a great way to give back to the chapter. So pretty exciting. It's like becoming an Eagle Scout and getting that badge, right? It's pretty prestigious. And then of course, everybody becomes a player of the game for life. So that is our goal, is that, our participants come into the program, they learn the core values, they become the best version of themselves, and hopefully they love golf forever, because it is the type of game that you can play when, I always say that's how I want to go, on a golf course and, in the middle of nature, and just hit a really good shot, and then I'll go straight up. So hopefully. So that is the goal there, is that they're players for life. So as the Curiosity kind of goes into commitment. They're working up through those levels, and we're giving them the exposure to the game, the application of all of the lessons that they're learning here at the first tee, and then the mastery of the sport. So our participants who start really young, they have the potential to get as good as they want to get, right? So it takes hard work to be proficient at anything, and golf is no different. So if they want to get better at the game of golf, and they stay with First Tee and they practice and they play and they do all those things, they could become very proficient at the game. So our golf fitness warm-ups, you will see your participants doing some very active, fun warm-ups at the beginning of class. So it's great because this year we're able to have families who want to watch and be a part of the class. You can watch, you can stay 50 yards away from the class and watch, but you can watch. So we have strength, flexibility and mobility, agility and coordination, balance and object control warm-ups. So the idea is turning your child into the best overall athlete they can be will help to make them the best overall player, but also the best version of themselves in the other sports that they play as well. It's some TPI, Titleist Performance Institute studies that have shown that if we get them throwing and kicking towards a target, that really helps them in the long run for their ability to be a better golfer. So we're helping them, just short 5 to 10 minute warm-ups, but sometimes those are the most popular part of the whole class just because they're fun. So our seamless games and activities, we have golf skills, the putting, the chipping, the pitching, and the full swing. Those are the 4 different golf skills that they're going to be learning. So they're going to be learning golf fundamentals. We try to stick with a specific golf fundamental each class. So they're going to be working on aim and alignment for a class. And specifically, in that aim and alignment, they're going to learn how to line up their body towards the target and what that should look like, right? So we try to stick on one specific thing for each class so that the participants really feel like they understand that part of the golf fundamental. The core lesson, which is the core value at player. So at the player level, that core value is what we're working on in the core lesson. And most of you, if you're new participants, this is where you're starting out. And then golf rules and etiquette. So we do try to infuse a golf rule in the lesson plan. So each class that your participant is in, there is a full lesson plan that the coaches have written for your child's class. And they have put rules and etiquette that they would like to talk about on that day. Sometimes rules questions just appear out of challenges that happen on the golf course, and so sometimes the golf rule can change or on the fly a little bit, but then they'll go back to the other one another time. So it's really important. There are a lot of rules to the game of golf that can be intimidating for some people, when we just want to make sure that our kids really feel confident in the rules and the etiquette, what they're supposed to be doing out there, because same thing, that can be a little intimidating for all players. So the wrap up in our classes, we give all your participants a yardage book, and they connect to corresponding pages, and we have open-ended questions that check for understanding and draw out experiences, and then we bridge their experience that they had in the class to life, right? How does we all showed courtesy in class today, and how are we going to show courtesy when we go home? How are we going to show courtesy at school? And really at that point, they teach the class, because they just give the best answers in the whole world, and all of us coaches just gush and go, oh, it's so great. because they really do understand how to get that into their world. And it's so fun to see all of the participants really listen to each other and pay attention and learn. So that is a really important thing. Try to let your child stay for the entirety of class, because if they don't, they miss this really important question at the end of class, this really important discussion. And there's always a player of the day at each one of our classes. And you'll hear about that, I'm sure, as they are bringing home squishies and amazing things. We really, want to honor the participant who has done a really good job for them in that in that game for that day. And it's more about the core value and much less about the golf. But it sometimes can be, if there's a chip in or a putt in, sometimes it can be, but a lot of the time it's because they've been so respectful or because they've been so responsible or courteous. So if your child says, I was player of the day today, you should be very proud. That is awesome. So safety. Safety is first and foremost concern when implementing golf into any program, really. And at First Tee, we work on the physical, emotional, and social safety of your child. So all of our coaches and volunteers go through safe sport training. It's a national mandated training, and we have all been background checked. All of the lead instructors are CPR, first aid certified. So safety is very important to us at First Tee Coachella Valley. With last year, we had a lot of different COVID protocols, and we'll go through a lot of that in the next discussion that I will read through. But our goals are to keep your children safe. Our motto is, if something is not safe, you change it right away. So we want to make sure that your child feels really supported here at First Tee, emotionally, socially, and definitely physically. So rules and expectations. I'll try to read through these quickly. I wish we could ask questions, but we can't. So yeah, your participants are required to remain at least 6 feet away from one another while outside, and must refrain from any physical contact with other participants, coaches, or volunteers. So we're going to try to maintain that 6 feet distance, that 6 foot circle. I think that most people are kind of used to that bubble right now. And so we will be maintaining that. The coaches and volunteers will wear face masks while inside the classroom. That also goes for our participants. Participants are required to wear a mask inside the classrooms, but they are not required to wear a mask outside the classroom. However, if you as a family have decided that you want them to wear the face masks outside, that is totally fine. That is a family decision for your family. Coaches and volunteers will use hand sanitizer before, after, and during classes. Coaches and volunteers will plan activities that keep participants 6 feet apart outside. We will also have lots of hand sanitizer available at the facility. So if your child, please, let them know that if they at any time want to wash their hands or use hand sanitizer, that please do. And there will always be some in the back of the classrooms at the Golf Center at Palm Desert, and we'll try to have it on the check-in tables as well at all of our locations. So the check-in procedure. Please sign your child in at the sign-in table, find their name tag and clip it to their collar. There will be hand sanitizer available at check-in throughout the facility and during classes. Please note that on the check-in sheet, the location of the start of class. So sometimes it'll say classroom number 1 or the putting green. It'll tell you where to go. We have been definitely short-staffed with volunteers since the pandemic. So sometimes there will not be somebody to check you in, especially since now we are not taking temperatures. And especially if you're running late, there won't be anybody at that check-in table, but there will be a note on where to go, where to take your child. So just note that. Water bottles should remain with the participants throughout the class. We want participants to stay hydrated. We need that in the desert. Participants must bring their own water bottles to each class. And at the Golf Center at Palm Desert, we've added a new drinking fountain just for water bottle fill up. So just make sure they have water with them. Parents and family members can observe the classes from 50 yards away. Please refrain from interacting with your child during class times, as this is very distracting to the coach and to the other participants. Wrap up checkout procedure. So at the conclusion of each class, be it at the group circle in their respective hula hoops or inside the classrooms, the conclusion of each class, will be at the group circle or the respective hula hoops or inside the classrooms. Parents must check out each participant before they are dismissed. Participants must remain in the designated safety checkout area until parent arrival for pickup. So you can't just drive up in your car and expect that your child will magically appear. You have to come on in and check them out and sign them out. Parents are asked to be on time for checkout. That's really helpful for our coaches. A lot of them, it's been a long day and we want to make sure to get those coaches home as well. So thank you for being on time. So I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse at some of the participant opportunities for First Tee Coachella Valley, but for First Tee on a national level. So every year we get a new schedule of the participant opportunities, and all of our birdie level or above participants are eligible for these participant opportunities. The longer that a participant is with the chapter, the better chance that they have for being able to participate in a lot of these events. We have the First Tee Pure Insurance Championship, which is in September each year. That's up at Pebble Beach, where 81 participants play with the Champions Tour. That's an amazing experience for participants, but all of these experiences are amazing for them, on college campuses. This is actually a picture of Caroline Wales. She went to Clemson University and played in the First Tee National Championship this year. Did great, represented our chapter well, and that was an amazing opportunity for her. We had another participant who went to Montana and participated in the Leadership Summit in partnership with the PGA Tour Superstore. That was an amazing experience for her. So we've had quite a few participants go to the Pure Insurance Open, and we're just excited for the future. So hopefully your participant sticks with the program for the long haul. Really, I always call it the sweet spot, which is, typically their sophomore year in high school, where these participant opportunities really start to become a reality. We also currently at the chapter level, we give out 3 $2,000 scholarships to high school seniors who are participants in the program for their college or trade school or whatever they decide to do, but any educational opportunities beyond high school. So I think I went a little bit over time, but I got darn close, I think. So thank you so much for being a part of First Tee Coachella Valley. Thanks for deciding to get your child involved in our program. We're really, we love what we do every day. And I hope that your participants love our classes as much as we try to make them super duper fun and super impactful for them as well. So thank you for listening to me ramble on for the last 20 minutes. And if you have any questions or comments that I did not answer in this Zoom call here, please just email me, or that is my direct line here at First Tee Coachella Valley. You can just give me a call and I'd be happy to chat with you. So thank you again, and I hope you're having a great day and hope to see your kids soon. Thank you.